So I just watched Unknown Number on Netflix, and I'm still sort of vibrating about it. I'm a hypnotherapist, by the way, so I was really, really intrigued by this documentary. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, swipe. Okay, Kendra Lucari, she wasn't just catfishing, random people. She was targeting her own daughter and her daughter's boyfriend, both minors. And the level of betrayal here is beyond comprehension. What struck me is the subconscious confusion and betrayal, right? So for over a year, Lauren didn't know it was her mom. So her nervous system, stored her mom as is normal, as her comforter. When she cried, when she was scared, it was her mom that she turned to, not realizing that her mom was the predator the whole time. And that kind of betrayal, it's not just a breaking trust, it completely rewires your brain. It rewires how you see love, safety, intimacy, friendship, relationships, yourself. Your abuser is also your comforter. And then when the truth came out, Kendra didn't stop the abusive behavior. From prison, she was love bombing her. I love you so much, XOXOXOXOXO. Like, those texts absolutely should never have been allowed. She needed space desperately. And that is the classic abuse cycle. Hurt you and then soothe you, create the wound, and then offer you the bandage, right? And it conditions you subconsciously to really crave that high of being loved after the low of being torn down. And that, it creates a trauma bond. It's extremely confusing and it lasts a lifetime, truly. And the excuses made me want to throw something at the TV. She kept framing it as like, I was trying to protect my daughter, or I was projecting my own trauma. No. She did it and kept doing it for almost 2 years because she liked it. She liked it. It was fun. She enjoyed it. She enjoyed the power. She enjoyed the cruelty. She got a thrill. And then she made a bunch of excuses and went on this documentary so she could try to do the same thing to the viewers, right? I'm going to be this horrible person, and then I'm going to cry, and I'm going to try to have you know the real me, which is what she's also telling her daughter. That's not the real me. That was a blip. I would never do that to you. I was just in pain, which is complete horseshit, right? So the cost to Lauren is immeasurable, also to Owen. And there was a sexual component to what she was writing to Owen, which is extremely disturbing. They didn't talk about it enough. I think Kendra should be on a list, because I don't think she's safe around young people in any way. And I think she's a sexual predator. I think she was jealous of her daughter as well. And I think that she felt competitive with her. I think she did enjoy being the thrill of hurting her, the feeling of feeling important when she's the comforter, right? It makes her the center of attention. It makes her powerful when she's the comforter because her daughter's in pain and she's the one giving her comfort. And it allows her to feel totally in control and self-important. And it allows her to keep playing games, which she likes. She likes it. And so now Lauren has to live with the most confusing subconscious blueprint. Love is dangerous, and you can be betrayed by the person who you trust the most. And if you love someone, you should excuse their abuse. I think that is what her mom is asking her to do, right? That is what her mom wants. And that is what she's being told. I love you so much. It wasn't the real me. So you're my daughter. I'm your mom. I love you. Oh. How is Lauren supposed to comprehend that the person that she loves, who is also the soccer mom kind of mom, who has good sides, who does show her love in many, many ways, is also the person who is abusive to her? And they are both the same person, and they are both her. They are her. There's not a real her and a fake her, or a real Kendra and just a blip. That isn't real. They are her. It's who she is. And many of her soccer mom, good mom moments, I believe, were driven by attention, to be important. You know, your child's on a team and you're the team mom. Was that to be a good mom to Lauren? Or was that to be seen as a good mom to Lauren? Was that to create, that everybody thinks she's so dedicated and amazing? And it's like, wow, you're such a good mom. That's what I think. And I think that is a horrible thing for Lauren to have to deal with and face. And she may never be able to do that completely, right? I mean, I just am exhausted for her. And this will be a long road for her, and it's not a straight line, obviously. And it will affect her, I'm sure, for the rest of her life. But you can do work, you can do work on that. You can improve that over time with therapy and using all the tools at your disposal, so that you can try to have healthy relationships in the future and boundaries. So important. So the hope here is that, you can do the work. You can reprogram your belief systems through therapy. Hypnotherapy can be very helpful and effective as a tool. Leaning into relationships that feel safe. Reading, getting lots of education on the cycle of abuse, and how to draw boundaries without feeling guilty about them. Learning that love isn't conditional and love isn't two-faced. And that is the work that Lauren and anyone who's lived through abuse deserves. And I my heart aches for her and the years that she has ahead of her to try to work this out. It looked like at the end of the documentary, they did a little creative editing where they showed Lauren when she was pretty fresh saying, I just want to be with my mom. And then they showed Lauren sort of saying, I haven't seen my mom since she got out of jail and I don't know when I'll see her. And I believe that was later, and it sounded like she was setting some boundaries and she was not ready to see her mom yet. And that is a hopeful sign at the end of this. If you are in a cycle of abuse, I'll tell you, and you watch that documentary, it might hit you hard. Because it's one thing when you're experiencing it you're in it, because you make the excuses, you put on the lenses, and you block out what you want to block out. But when you watch this young person go through it and you see it happening in front of your face, it's undeniable. And when she says, oh, well, I know that my mom did this to me, but I love her, I miss her, I just want to be with my mom. It's so heartbreaking and it's so hard to watch. You're like, ugh, because as the viewer, that mom will never be a safe person. Never. And that mom is just making excuses, and that is who she is as a person, and she's not safe for Lauren ever. And you can see it, and you feel it, and then you see this poor girl not be able to see it, right? And it's very hard to watch. But that is maybe important to see, because it may hold up a mirror to you and show you something that is important. So if you are in that kind of cycle of abuse, sometimes seeing someone else be vulnerable and in that position obviously can be triggering. So you just watch knowing what you're going into, but also it can be helpful because it takes you out of your situation and helps you see it from this young girl. You see her going through it, and it's so clear. It is so clear that mom is dangerous and will never be safe. And I think that can be a very, very important lesson. So those are my thoughts. I have a lot more thoughts on that, but what did you think about this documentary? It really fired me up. I just have not stopped thinking about it. I'm just so sorry for Lauren and for Owen, but Owen has a level where he can disconnect from it, but not Lauren. I mean, it is her mom, right? So it is a different situation for her that she will have to grapple with for the rest of her life.